Hello and welcome everyone. Myself CMA Bhagishri. Today we are going to continue our topic, that is illustrations of CMA final paper number 14 SFM. Topic is financial derivatives in that options. So let's start illustration number 28. Shoaib is furnished with the following information about the securities of two companies, Manju Limited and Sanju Limited. Okay, so there are securities of two companies. First of all, Manju Limited call option is traded at rupees 85. Okay, so this is nothing but value of call for an exercise price of 700. Okay, presently stock of Manju is traded for a 650. So this is the value of a stock. Okay, current price is given. Okay, spot price is given. After that, put option is available for 110. So this is nothing but the value of a put option. Okay, so from the information we can understand that this information is regarding put call parity theorem. Okay, already we have discussed the formula about this put call parity theorem. Formula is value of a call option plus present value of exercise price is equal to value of a put option plus value of a stock. Okay, after that, Sanju Limited, same information is given, put option 40, then exercise price. Okay, here first of all call option was given, here put option. Okay, presently stock of Sanju is traded at 180, that is nothing but value of stock, and call options are available for rupees 20. So everything is given. If Shoaib has sufficient money and also holds the stock in both the companies and wants to make only a certain profit and no loss. Okay, so he wants to make only profits, and don't want any kind of loss, and he is investing in both the companies if he is having sufficient money. Okay, advise him on the course of action and resultant gain or a loss. Okay, risk free rate as may be 10%. So this is nothing but R is given and expiry date of for a option is 3 months away. So this is nothing but T, that is time period is given. Okay, so everything is given, and we have to just ascertain the gain or loss. Let's start. First of all, we will go for Manju Limited. Okay, so here Manju Limited, I have already written the formula of put call parity theorem. Okay, so this is the formula of put call parity theorem. Now we are going to just put the values. Okay, just we are analyzing that call option value is given and put option value is given, whether that is overpriced or underpriced. Okay, so first of all we will calculate the call value of a call. Okay, so value of a call already given in the question, but we will assume that that is not given and we are going to calculate it. Okay, so we will assume that we don't have any value of a call. Okay, we are going to find out it by put call parity theorem. Okay, after calculating you will understand what we are doing. After that, present value of exercise price. So we should calculate first it in a working note. Okay, that would be same for both the formulas. Okay, so present value of exercise price, we know the formula, exercise price multiplied by E minus RT. We will send it in division, so EP divided by ERT. Okay, so exercise price is given 700. Okay, so here it is 700 divided by E. R is 0.10 multiplied by T, that is time period, so 3 divided by 12. Okay, 3 divided by 12, so 700 divided by, let's calculate this value. Okay, 0.10 multiplied by 3 divided by 12, like this. So multiplied by 244,17206 plus 1, this is 12 times. Okay, so 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, 12. So I am getting the value like this. Okay, so we are going to use this value up to 4 decimal places, so 1.0253. Okay, so 700 divided by 1.0253, I am getting here, so 682.73, because due to this 7 this 2 will become 3, so 682.73. let's use first of all, I don't know value of call. Okay, we are going to find out it. Present value of exercise price is 682.73. value of a put which is already given, that is 110. Okay, plus value of a stock. Value of a stock means that stock is traded at a how much value, that is 650 already given, 650, that is value of a stock. Okay, so everything is given. Now I am going to calculate just. So it is value of a call plus 682.73, here 110 plus 650, it is 760. Okay, therefore value of a call is equal to 760. I am sending this here, so it will be minus 682.73. okay, therefore value of a call, okay, I am going to get here value of a call. So 760 minus 682.73, okay, 682.73, I am getting here 77.27. okay, so 77.27. 77.27. okay, so I got here. After that we will calculate the value of a put option. Okay, value of a put option we will calculate like this. So we will take the value of call option which is given in the question, that is 85, plus present value of exercise price, we know that 682.73. okay, value of put option we are going to calculate, and value of a stock, that would be same, that is 650. okay, basically in first part we assume that we don't have value of a call in the question, so we calculated like that, and in the second part we are assuming that we don't have value of a put option and we are calculating like this. okay, next 85 plus 682.73, I am getting like this, so I am just writing here 767.73 value of a put option plus 650, so 767.73, just send it here, so it would be minus 650 is equal to value of a put option. So I am getting here value of put option. okay, so just minus 650, so it is 117.73 rupees, 117.73. okay, rupees 117.73. now we are going to evaluate. okay, so value of a call which was already given. okay, value of a call option given 85 rupees. okay, in the question, in the very first line. okay, in Manju Limited's part. After that, value of a call which we have calculated as per put call parity theorem, that should be 77.27. okay, that should be 77.27. So we will check now whether it is correct or not. See, which is given, value of a call option which is given, it is 85, and according to put call parity theorem it should be 77.27. okay, so given value of a call option, whether it is overpriced or underpriced. okay, so given value of a call option is overpriced. okay, because expectation मतलब expected call option मतलब value of a call is less and they are giving us more value, so it is okay, given value of a call option is overvalued. okay, overvalued मतलब कम होना चाहिए था लेकिन दिया हुआ ज़्यादा है, सो इसका मतलब ये बहुत ज़्यादा है, सो इट इज़ overvalued. okay, overvalued. Now what would be the action? okay, what would be the action? See here, value of a call 85 is given but it should be 77.27. so action हम लोग का क्या होगा वो हम लोग को इधर डिसाइड करना है. See, जो वैल्यू ऑफ कॉल है वो ज़्यादा दिया है. ओके, सो वैल्यू ऑफ अ कॉल इज ओवर प्राइस, सो वी विल सेल द कॉल ऑप्शन. ओके, सेल द कॉल ऑप्शन, सेल कॉल ऑप्शन. ओके, because in future it would be less, so at that time we will purchase it. Now we are going to sell the call option because the value of call is overvalued. okay, in the same way value of a put option which is already given, that is 110, and according to put call parity theorem it should be 117.73. okay, so here value of a put option which is given, that is lowest, low, and here according to put call parity theorem it is high. So here value is given value is lower. It means given value of a put option is undervalued. Okay, given value is undervalued. So if it is undervalued, so we should buy put option. We should buy put option. Okay, because जो भी lower रहता है वही buy करने में benefit है. So if we are buying put option, it means we are going to sell call option, because this is overvalued and this is undervalued. So in case of buy, the cost should be lower. So that's why we are going to buy the put option and we are going to sell the call option. Now we have to consider this action and we have to follow the process. So here buy put option at, okay, हम लोग का put option का rate actually क्या दिया है question में 110. okay, so we are going to buy our put option at 110. okay, because that 117.73 that was expected price, right, and this is actual, so we are going to use this actual 110. Now sell the call option at, we know the call option is now trading at 85 rupees. So call option का value है 85. okay, buy stock at a spot price. okay, see, we are buying here put option. okay, it means right to sell we are buying here. For getting that right we should have a stock. okay, अगर हम लोग को right to sell करना है फ्यूचर में तो उसके लिए स्टॉक तो होना चाहिए ना, तभी तो बेच पाएंगे. okay, so that's why if we are taking put option, okay, so we have to take the opposite action today, so that in future we can sell it. okay, I hope you are getting this. So here if we have bought the put option, then we have to sell the call option. That is a common sense. After that, if we are going to sell in a future, it means we have to buy today. okay, so that's why we are buying a stock at a spot price, and the spot price is given, that is 650. okay, 650, but we don't have money right now, so that's why we are going to borrow money. okay, we don't have money right now, we are borrowing money, and interest rate is already given. okay, interest rate is 10%, so we are going to borrow at that rate. okay, so here we are buying put option and we are buying stock and we are selling call option. So here we require money. okay, so 110 plus 650, this much money we require, but from that we are getting 85 due to this sale, so I am going to deduct this. okay, 85, so I will get the total amount that should be borrowed by us. okay, so 110 I want for buying the put option, 650 I want for buying the stock, so total requirement is 760, but from that I got 85 from the sale of call option. So my requirement is 765. okay, so rupees 765 is my requirement. I am going to borrow money at the rate of 10%, this much money. okay, so I am going to borrow this much money. I have to pay the amount after 3 months. This money I have to pay after 3 months. So I am calculating amount payable after 3 months along with interest. okay, so 675. okay, 675 इसका हम लोग को फ्यूचर का वैल्यू फाइंड आउट करना है, मतलब 3 मंथ्स के बाद वाला. ओके, सो बेसिकली वी हैव टू calculate the future price. okay, just like theoretical forward price we calculate na, like that we have to calculate this. okay, so 675 multiplied by E, interest rate is this much, and time period is 3/12. okay, and we have already calculated this value earlier. okay, we have already calculated, so I am not going to calculate it again, I am just using that was 1.0253 like that. okay, in the last page we have calculated 675 multiplied by 1.0253, so I am getting here 692. okay, so 692 I am going to pay after 3 months. okay, so net gain, see, after 3 months I will have the right to sell my stock. okay, because I have taken put option. okay, so I have right to sell. So after selling how much I am going to get. So we will exercise the option. So exercise price is 700. From that I have to pay this money to the bank because I have borrowed money. So after exercising I will get 700. From that I will pay 692. So my net gain is rupees 8 after 3 months. Sorry, after 3 months my net gain is rupees 8. Okay, so we will check the answer first of all, and then we will go for Sanju Limited. See, this is the value of a put option which we have already calculated. Okay, after that here present value of exercise price they have calculated, and here net gain is there 8 rupees. Okay, so rupees 8 net gain is there. Okay, so here we have calculated everything, and now we are going to calculate for Sanju Limited. Okay, we are going to calculate for Sanju Limited. Same things we are going to repeat. Okay, first of all, put call parity theorem formula we are going to use, and from that we will calculate the value of a call option, value of a put option again. Okay, which is already given in the question, then also we are going to calculate. Okay, so first of all, I don't know value of a call plus present value of exercise price. Okay, now exercise price is different, so we have to calculate it again. See, information is here. Put option 40, exercise price 200, stock value is 180, and call option is 20. Okay, so exercise price is 200, so we know the formula 200 divided by E 0.10 multiplied by 3 by 12. So I am not going to calculate this again, just we will use same one. So it was like this, 200 divided by, okay, just round off up to 2 decimal places, 195.06. okay, due to this 4 nothing will change, just take this 195.06. value of a put option which is given in the first line of Sanju Limited, that is 40, plus value of a stock, it is given in the first line only, 180, value of a call plus 195.06. okay, so here 40 plus 180, I am getting 220. Therefore, value of a call 220 minus 195.06. So here value of a call we are going to get rupees. Okay, it is 24.94. 24.94, this is my value of a call. Now we are going to calculate value of a put. So we will use now value of a call which is given in the question, that is 20, plus present value we have just calculated 195.06. value of a put I don't know, and value of a stock it is 180. Just we are going to solve this. 20 plus 195.06, so it is value of a put plus 180 minus 180, this should be here, okay, is equal to value of put. So finally I am going to get here value of a put minus 180, okay, 35.06, 35.06. Now we will go for evaluation. So first of all, value of a call which is already given in the question, that is 20. Value of a call as per put call parity theorem which we have calculated, that is 24.94. After that, see here, given value is 20 and put call parity theorem is expecting more, it means given value of a call option is lower. So it is nothing but undervalued. Okay, undervalued. So we know that whatever undervalued is option is there, so we are going to use that undervalued option. So here we will buy call option. Okay, we will buy call option. In the earlier case, put option was undervalued, so that's why we bought a put value and we sold a call option. Okay, so here call option is undervalued, call value is undervalued, so we are going to buy call option and we are going to sell put option. So here given value put option 40 and expected value is 35.06. It means it should be lower, but it is given more. It means it is overvalued. Okay, overvalued. ठीक है. If we are buying call, it means we are going to sell put option. Okay, now just remember this action and we are going to follow the process according to that action. So here process, so we have decided that we are going to buy a call option at 20, sell the put option at 40 and sell the stock. Okay, see, we are taking option, that is call option. It means right to buy in a future. It means the opposite action we are going to take today. It means we will sell the stock today. Okay, because we want to buy in a future, so we need money at that time, so that's why we are selling at a spot. We will invest that money and we will use that money later on. Okay, so here sale of a stock at a spot price, so spot price is 180. Okay, so deposit a money at the rate of 10% for 3 months. Okay, so what see, I am having 40 rupees because from selling the put option I got this. After that 180 rupees I have, and from that I have to use rupees 20 to buy that call option. Okay, so let's take 40 plus 180 minus 20, so my requirement is 200. Okay, so my requirement is 200 overall, so it is 200. I mean to say my deposit amount will be 200. Okay, so I am having excess money, that is 200. I will deposit this money for 3 months. Okay, so here 200 I am going to deposit. So here we will calculate the money receivable after 3 months. So rate R is 0.10, 3 by 12, 200 multiplied by 1.0253. This is 205. Okay, 205. Now net gain we are going to calculate. Okay, after 3 months I will receive rupees 205. Okay, and I will exercise my call option at the exercise price. Okay, exercise price is 200, so 200 here. Okay, in the earlier case we have taken the exercise price first of all, because 700 was the we are having put option, so that's why exercise price was first we took, and after that we deducted the amount payable after 3 months. But here amount receivable we have to write first and then exercise price. Okay, so my net gain will be rupees 5. Okay, so net gain will be rupees 5, and only net gain they have told us to calculate. So here Sanju Limited is given, and value of a call option is 25 and it is overvalued. 25 means we have calculated 24.94, so they have just rounded off. Okay, so it is 25, nothing more than that. And here net gain is given, that is rupees 5. See, 205 minus 200, it is 5. Okay, I hope you have understood this illustration. It is very easy. So here we have completed illustration number 28. Now we will go for illustration number 29. So before starting illustration number 29, we should understand the strategies. Okay, so first of all, straddle strategy is there and strangle strategy is there. After that, strap strategy and strip strategy we are going to understand. Okay, so in case of straddle strategy, in the question they have told that investor is going to follow straddle strategy. It means one call and one put option. Okay, he is going to take one call and one put option, same exercise price and the same due date. Okay, that would be called as straddle. And in case of strangle, there is also one call and one put, but different exercise price and same due date. Same due date is required because we are going to exercise that on the same day, but here difference is that here same exercise price and here a different exercise price. Okay, so these are two strategies. After that, strap strategy and strip strategy. So strap okay, strap. So in that, whenever market price is increasing, okay, whenever market price is increasing, at that time normally strap strategy is used, and market price is decreasing, it means we are forecasting or we are estimating that market price will be lower. At that time strip strategy will be used. Okay, see, if the market price is higher, it means market price is increasing day by day, so at that time normally we prefer call option, because in the market the price will be more after some period. Okay, so that's why we will use the call option more. So that's why whenever market price is high, we know that whenever market price is high, call option is preferable, and whenever market price is lower, at that time put option is preferable, because we are going to exercise on a exercise price whenever market price is lower. Okay, so here two call option we are going to take and one put option. Okay, same exercise price, same due date, and here put option we are going to prefer more, so that's why two put option and one call option at a same exercise price and a same due date. Okay, so just remember these things. Now we will go for illustration number 29. See, on 19 July following are the spot rates. Okay, so spot price is given, that is 1.2, okay, 1.20, and here 44.80. okay, 4 डेसिमल तक उन्होंने लिखा हुआ है इसलिए ऐसा दिख रहा है. ओके, आफ्टर दैट फॉलोइंग आर द कोड्स यूरोपियन ऑप्शंस. ओके, सो यूएसडी एंड यूरोपियन ऑप्शन, यूरोपियन जो भी करेंसी है उसका हम लोग को ऑप्शन दिया है, पेयर दिया है, करेंसी पेयर. ओके, हियर कॉल और अ पुट ऑप्शन इज मेंशन. स्ट्राइक प्राइस इज नथिंग बट एक्सरसाइज प्राइस, and here it is premium is given in rupees everywhere. Okay, after that expiry date is given. Expiry date means after completing that period. Okay, completion period. Okay, expiry period. After that first case is asking that a trader sells at the money spot straddle. Okay, straddle strategy, that is first strategy. Okay, one call one put. Okay, one call one put, same exercise price, same due date, that is called as straddle strategy. Okay, expiring at a 3 months, that is October 19. Okay, expiring at a 3 after 3 months, that is October 19. Okay, after that calculate the gain or loss if the 3 months later spot rate is 1.29. Okay, so this is the market price after 3 months. Okay, here 19th October is there, this is not a year. Okay, 19th July we have taken a spot rates after 3 months, means July to August, August to September, September to October. So this is 19th October, this is not a year. Okay, so 19th October, it means after 3 months we are going to calculate. So here straddle strategy they have already told us. Okay, so net payoff formula. Okay, net payoff formula which we have already discussed in the formula part. Okay, net payoff formula, writer formula, because trader they have used the word trader. Okay, trader means who is trading in this securities or options market. So trader means writer. Okay, and we know the net payoff formula of a writer. Okay, so net payoff formula of a writer we are going to use here. See, net payoff. Okay, writer net payoff writer, premium minus intrinsic value, whether it is call option or a put option, formula will remain same. Okay, so we are going to use that here in this part. First of all, see, we are using these two because October 19 means this date, right? October 19, so just concentrate on this. Okay, just concentrate on this, because one call and one put we are going to use. Okay, so there are total two types of premium. One is 0.03 and another is 0.04. Okay, because he is a trader, so he is going to receive that. Okay, he is going to receive that. So 0.035 plus 0.04 minus intrinsic value. Okay, intrinsic value we are not going to get directly, so in a working note I am going to calculate the intrinsic value of a call option. Okay, so intrinsic value of a call option. See, maximum of market price minus exercise price comma 0. We know this is the formula. Okay, so what is the market price? Okay, market price is increasing. Okay, how I understand that I have to calculate the intrinsic value of a call option? Because market price is increasing, right? Whenever market price is high, we know that call option should be exercised. Okay, so that's why I'm calculating the intrinsic value of a call option. So market price after 3 months is 1.29. I'm just writing up to 2 decimal places, because writing 00 there is no sense. So here exercise price, okay, exercise price, that is strike price, 1.20 comma 0. Okay, so let's calculate 1.29 minus 1.20. okay, it is 0.09. so 0.09. ठीक है, 0.09. See, exercise price, how I understood that call option we have to use, just we are writing here, exercise price is 1.20. Market price after 3 months is 1.29. What is higher? Market price is higher, and we know that if market price is higher, so hence call exercise and put will lapse, because we are having one call and one put. Okay, from that we are going to exercise only one thing. Okay, if market price is increasing, then exercising the call option is better, and put option will lapse because we are going to sell in market. Okay, so here call option is exercised, that's why intrinsic value of call option we took and lapse the put option. Okay, intrinsic value I got 0.09. okay, rupees 0.09. so here 0.35 plus 0.04, it is 0.075 minus 0.09. I am getting here minus value, it means it is loss. So net loss is 0.015. 0.015 is my net loss. Okay, so 0.015 is the net loss. See, 0.015 is the net loss. So here we have completed this part A. Now we will go for part B. Okay, part B. Which strategy gives a profit to the dealer? Okay, so now we are calculating from the point of view of a dealer. Dealer means holder of the option. Okay, if the 5 months later, see, this was 3 months later and this is 5 months later. Okay, so this is 3 months later, this is 5 months later. Expected spot rate is 45, and also calculate the profit for the transaction. Matlab here number of units is given, that is 1.40. okay, so transaction is for 1.40 million. Okay, first of all, what is the exercise price? Okay, exercise price, that is strike price. Okay, strike price rupees 44.8. 44.8. okay, 44.8. market price means after 3 months what will be the value, or what will be the amount, that is rupees 45. See, market price is higher. Okay, again market price is higher, it means we are going to exercise the call option and put option will be lapse. Okay, we are going to exercise the call option, put option will be lapse, because market price is higher. Okay, so whenever market price is higher, exercise the call option and lapse your put option, because we are going to sell in the market. So net payoff of holder. Okay, there was a trader means writer, and here dealer means holder. That is just a difference. So intrinsic value minus premium is the formula, and I don't know the intrinsic value, so I am going to calculate first of all intrinsic value. So maximum of market price is 45 and exercise price is 44.8 comma 0. So 45 minus 44.8, I am getting here 0.2. okay, so 0.2 is the intrinsic value. Okay, here my intrinsic value is 0.2 rupees 0.2, and premium is we are going to use only one premium, that is 0.12. Okay, 0.12, because in case of writer, any kind of premium is income for him. Okay, in case of writer, any kind of premium is income for him, that's why we have used both the kind of premium. But here we are calculating from holder point of view, holder. Okay, so in case of holder, whatever option we have exercised, that premium only we are going to use. So here we are exercising the call option, it means we have to write the premium of call option only. Okay, we are not going to use the premium of put option, because he is a holder, not a writer. Okay, so here 0.12 minus 0.2 minus 0.12, it is gain, because positive figure is there, so 0.088 my gain. After that we have to multiply by that number of units, that is 1.40 million. Okay, so 1.40 million multiplied by 1.40 million. Okay, 1.40 million. See, 1.40 million means 1.40 multiplied by million means 10 lakh, right? So it is total is 14 lakhs. So 0.08 multiplied by 14 lakh. I am getting here 1,12,000. 1,12,000. Okay. So we will check the answer first of all. See, 1,12,000. Okay, 1,12,000. So here we have completed illustration number 29. If you found this video helpful, then please like the video, do share with your friends, subscribe my channel and press the bell icon to get more updates, and also check my channel's playlist to get more videos on various topics, and also join the Telegram group to get the notes. Link is given in description box. Otherwise you can directly search in the Telegram by typing the channel name. Thanks for watching, friends.